I'm JJ Barnes and you're watching another episode of Creative Writing for Kids. So today I'm going to be explaining the relationship between your protagonist and your antagonist, okay? And it's okay if you don't know what those words are, I'm going to explain, and what they do in your story and how to do it well. So your protagonist is your main character. That's the person whose shoulder you're sitting on and riding through their story, watching what they do. And you know, that's the person who you are connected to as the reader and as the writer. It's their story. So that's your protagonist, okay? Your antagonist is the counterpart, the opposite to them. It could be your bad guy, your villain, or it could be just somebody who just makes your protagonist's life hard. So, for instance, if you imagine the story that you are writing is your protagonist wants the last piece of cake. Your antagonist also wants the last piece of cake. They can't both get what they want because there is only one piece of cake left. And that's your story. You can't have a protagonist without an antagonist, and you can't have an antagonist without a protagonist. Because your story is your main character going after something they want, whatever that is, whether it's the last piece of cake or to go to a party or to save the world. And your antagonist is the person who wants the opposite for them. So if it's the last piece of cake, your antagonist doesn't want your protagonist to have the last piece of cake because they want it. If it's your protagonist wants to go to a party, then the antagonist might be their mum or dad who wants to stop them going to the party. They can't both have what they want because they can't both go and not go to the party. And if it's your protagonist wants to save the world, then the antagonist wants to destroy the world. And again, they can't both have what they want. So in your story, work out what it is your protagonist wants and then send them after it, whatever it is. It can be literally anything you want, but send them after it because that's the focus of your story, seeing if they get what they want. And then your antagonist is the person who either wants the same thing as them or wants them to stop having what it is they want. They can't both have the same thing, or they can't both either have and not have it. So in the end, one of them loses. And it's okay if you want your protagonist to lose and they can't go to the party or they can't have the last piece of cake. That's a great story too. But think about it. What does your character want and what does their counterpart want to stop them having? And that is your story. And it's a really good way of figuring out how to make your story interesting, because if your antagonist keeps getting in the way of your protagonist, that's a great story. You just keep putting them against each other and they keep bumping heads and let's try and work out how to get around each other, and it's great. That's really interesting. If you think about Peter Rabbit and Mr McGregor, Peter Rabbit is always trying to get into the garden and get the vegetables, and Mr McGregor is always trying to stop him. They can't both have what they want. They are both trying to get something that the other one wants to stop them having. And then every time they try, you get to watch that story fold out and that adventure. And that makes for an interesting story. So thank you very much for watching. Come and tell me what your protagonist is and what your antagonist is. The dog is trashing around the place, honestly. Come and tell me. Is your protagonist a boy, a girl, tall, short? What do they want? And your antagonist, tell me everything that they want to stop your protagonist having. Because that's dead interesting. My Facebook is Creative Writing for Kids with JJ Barnes. You can come and talk to me over there. I also post loads of writing games and activities to get your imaginations going and explore the fun of storytelling. In the description below, I've got all my social media. So mums and dads, there's Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. You can come and talk to me over there and tell me what you're getting up to and see what else I'm posting to do with writing. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye.